We talk to show director Blake Braswell about Mardi Gras, Marvel Dining Review, and more on episode 293 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, I'm your host Lee, and joining me this week is Tracy.
Hello.
And Chris.
Heyo.
And thankfully, because he nearly wasn't, Darren.
What's up, Internet?
Oh, so glad to have you on board, buddy, because I was a little disappointed that you weren't going to be on tonight and for next week's as well.
Yes, well, construction waits for no podcast. So.
No, definitely not. I did like the conversation that we had where you weren't going to be there. It was like, you could have been recording live in front of the Beat Builders, or Darren, you got in with the one that I was thinking about, live from the construction site of the new Wizarding World of Harry Potter roller coaster. Chris, interested to talk to you about your recent trip later on, but we will get to that.
Okay.
So we'll begin, as we always do, with, I think we've only got a Producers Club birthday, have we, Tracy?
Yes. Oh, it's a bit of a special one.
Oh, it is!
It's a very special one. Oh. I think we should sing for this one, you know.
I wonder who it is.
Oh, and the 28th of March, it's this really weird guy's birthday. It's Chris Zavella's birthday.
Hey!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Singing?
I'm not singing.
You're not singing? Oh.
No.
Happy birthday to you.
Bum, bum.
Happy birthday to you.
Bum, bum.
Happy birthday, dear Chris. Happy birthday to you. That really went off key.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. Right, I think we'll get straight on with, we'll head over and listen to a Little Things with Seth, because there's quite a lot to get to, actually.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky, and it has been a huge week for all the little things that are new around Universal Orlando Resort. Let's start out with the big news, which is the soft opening of Voodoo Donut in City Walk. I was among the first few dozen people to get to experience Voodoo Donut on Saturday, the 24th of March, when it opened a little before 3 p.m. for the first time to the general public. I have to say that the staff did a really great job of keeping the line moving. I only waited just about 30 minutes for my donuts. I say it was well worth it. I'm sure they'll be talking plenty about Voodoo Donut in the podcast, but here's a couple little thing tips. One thing that hasn't been completed yet is the Voodoo Donut throne, which is going to be a great photo op soon to be installed outside of the shop. Number 2, the wrought iron spiral staircase in the middle of the new Voodoo Donut shop might look familiar. That's because it used to be inside Toothsome. They removed it from Toothsome to make a little bit more room for merchandise, and it's now found a new home. And finally, here's great news for annual pass holders. You will get your discount on donuts at the Voodoo Donut shop. I got my box of a dozen from $28 down to $25 and change with tax. Okay, let's head inside the parks, where Fast and the Furious Supercharged could begin its own soft opening any day now. There was a special event for NBC Universal executives just the other night, and I could hear race car sound effects coming inside the building, so things are definitely revving up. While you're waiting for the attraction to open, Universal quietly added some new Fast and Furious themed games to the park official app. If you go into the information for the upcoming Supercharged ride, you'll notice a new option for the Supercharged network. And there is a personality quiz, some photos, and trivia will be coming online soon. Just outside the Fast and Furious attraction in the San Francisco area, there has been a flying fish juggling show that's been going on in that area for a year or so. If you enjoy that show, get out to the park and see it soon, because I'm hearing that it won't be around for much longer. Another thing that won't be around for much longer is hot butterbeer. According to some team members, the hot butterbeer was supposed to have been gone from the park by now. I was able to get some just the other day, but by the time you listen to this podcast, it might be gone until next winter. And one more thing that's almost gone is the Terminator 2 3D props that were briefly sold in the Hollywood prop shop. Universal has previously sold props from the Twister and Disaster attractions inside the Williams of Hollywood store. And recently they added some items from the closed Terminator show, including parts of one of the robots and lettering. There's not much left now except a small control panel that they're asking $400 for.
Wow.
And some framed photos. But if you get over there, you might still be able to pick something up. And we're going to finish up right outside of the Universal Orlando Resort on Major Boulevard, where a new Residence Inn has just opened this past week. I took a look inside. The rooms are really nicely appointed, nice furnishing, USB ports and other technological upgrades, brand new hotel for you to consider if you can't stay on property but want to stay as close to property as possible. And when you're driving on and off property, it's good to keep in mind that the exit ramp off of I-4 eastbound onto Kirkman Road North, near where Universal is, has been changed. It used to be a left-hand exit, and now it's a right-hand exit, so be careful when driving on I-4. That'll do for this time. This is Seth Kuberski from the Unofficial Guides, Touring Plans, Orlando Weekly, and Attractions Magazine, and I'll be back soon with more little things around the Universal Orlando Resort.
So yes, as he said, that throne outside Voodoo Donuts wasn't there. It now is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's something.
It's a tasty looking throne.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
The challenge is on to see who gets their picture taken in it first, Darren or Chris.
We'll see.
You got like a 2-hour head start on me, Darren.
Yeah, that's right. But go now.
Darren's held back by a little puppy, though.
Yeah.
It's about what? 15-hour head start. on
Just
us.
leave Nina at home, Darren, and just go yourself.
You can get her classified as an emotional support animal.
Yeah.
It seems to brighten everybody up when she's around. So
Yeah.
corgis have that effect.
But
They do.
talking about Voodoo Donut, it does seem to be already massively
Of course.
popular.
It was never going to be anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sugar just gets everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
It does. I mean, a half hour, they've got to be good for Seth to say that it was a half hour wait and it was well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you're probably expecting a lot more. I think I saw at one point, I think Derek Bergen was tweeting about somebody waiting for touring plans over there for like 50 minutes.
Right.
And at the same time, they had somebody get in line for a flight of passage over at Disney, and they were waiting they only waited 40 minutes.
I'm going to put it in perspective. A 50-minute wait for a donut that apparently seems worth it to a 50-minute wait for your food at Cowfish that really wasn't.
50 minutes, that's...
We waited about 50 minutes for our food
Well,
Yeah.
after we ordered it, after we'd been sat there for half an hour and no one coming in. Sorry, Robin and Michelle will be listening to this going, we had a good time there.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
great
whatever.
Cowfish debacle.
As I say, it was obviously my complaint that made them pull the socks up and everybody else has had great experiences since. So you're welcome, people.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. We sacrificed ourselves for you.
I'm also glad that the discounts work here. The
Yes.
pass holder discounts. That's awesome.
That's great to hear.
Yes, when we go, you guys will have to be with us because I am planning to buy one of each.
Yeah, especially when I'm
that
buying one of
discount.
those coffins. I want one of those real bad. The coffin
Yeah.
is just good decor for our house, I think.
Are they made out of actual wood then?
Yeah, I think I could probably put one together from Home Depot for about $10.
That's not the
Yeah.
same though, is it?
Yeah, no.
It doesn't come full of Voodoo Donuts.
No. I wonder how much is like 3 dozen donuts there. Well, you said Seth got it for 20. You said 25.
25. Yeah.
So that's normally like $75 for 3 dozen donuts. That's
So
what
the-
it comes with. And then the donut thing is like $128, I think.
Did you
without
say it was
the discount.
134, Darren?
Oh, it was
Yes.
134. And then
Something
with that
like that.
discount, it was probably around
Yeah.
120, I guess. So,
We're paying 50 for a coffin.
yeah, for not having to put it together yourself, I guess that's kind of reasonable.
I mean, we've already seen quite a few people have bought them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably make like a nice little decor at the house if you're into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going for the
That'd be
Beetlejuice goth look.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'd be a great place to store all my Halloween Horror Nights merchandise.
Ideally, you just put
Ooh.
some shelves in it and open it up. That'd be
Absolutely.
perfect.
Some
Yeah.
little LED lights.
That'd be awesome. Cool.
Handy.
Well, actually, speaking of Voodoo Donut, we haven't done one for a while, and Chris came up with an idea that I thought, right, let's go for it, because I'd kind of come up with a plan myself, but I thought this was much better. So, Chris, over to you.
Yeah. So it's been a while since the great butterbeer debate, and it's way past time to get you guys involved again. So as Voodoo Donut in Universal Orlando City Walk is now open, we thought we'd take a public vote on which donut at Voodoo Donut is the best in our new segment called Which Voodoo Do You Do?
Take a bow, Mr. Chris.
Huh?
Take a bow
Yes,
for
sorry,
coming up with that name.
Quick one? Yes. So send us your recording from Universal Orlando City Walk, letting us know which is your favorite donut. We'll share them on the show, and at the end of the year, we will compile the votes and see which is the best Voodoo Donut. All you have to do is record a MP3 on your phone and send it to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com or go to speakpipe.com/UUOPcast
Podcast.
and record it there.
It's
Is it
UUO podcast? Yeah, it is.
there we go.
Everything's always UUO podcast. Ignore my typing.
So, yeah, send us in your recordings. Let's find out which is the best Voodoo Donut we got there.
Yeah.
It's cool. I enjoyed the Great Butterbeer debate because people had real fun with it, recording them in the parks and stuff. And it's for us that don't get to go out very often. It's always quite fun to hear.
Still
people in
Team
the parks.
Pumpkin Juice. I went quiet because I was trying to find out because I'd worked out with Voodoo Donuts.
Donut.
What?
It's Voodoo Donut.
Well, okay. Well, you've written donuts in the script.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So,
I also wrote UUOP cast, apparently.
anyway, that's a different show, folks. If you wanted to buy one of everything off the menu,
Oh, my God. Have you got nothing better to do?
you were part of the conversation and obviously missed this.
Go on, then.
If you wanted to buy one of everything, this includes the coffin and the
All right.
various mixed boxes. One of everything. This includes the sales tax. It would cost you $335.76.
That doesn't actually seem that bad.
Not crazy.
That's a big bellyache, though.
When you consider that like we said, the coffin on its own is $134. That doesn't seem bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a giant producers club meetup and everybody chip in.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, get some people together and we can cut them up so you can try various
That
ones
would be
without dying. All at once.
We'll bring some insulin shots too. So
Yeah,
we'll
that way we'll bring a recorder out there and we can get everybody's recordings as well at the same time. So that'll keep us loaded up for a while.
That would be brilliant,
awesome.
actually. That would be really cool.
All right, we'll see if we can set that up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, there's no segue between that, but Universal put a tweet out the other week that had the internet up in arms. So Darren,
Oh yeah.
what the hell's going on with Shrek?
Oh God, yeah, people are going crazy about this. Oh man, I'm live on the scene. Oh geez. Speculation about the future of Shrek 4D at Universal Studios Florida ramped up a little 2 weeks ago when the Universal Orlando Twitter account posted a picture showing a video recording setup, recording the Shrek character with the tweet of "It's not ogre yet. Stay tuned for awesome things to come." And then, if that wasn't bizarre enough, the tweet was taken down like a couple hours later. So obviously somebody in PR got their hand slapped.
Either
For like
that,
causing some kind of a
either that or
Shrek
we're all being
uproar.
trolled.
So much excitement on Shrek. They're like, I gotta post this right now.
So if the rumors are true, the Shrek area will be changing immensely over the course of the next few years. Rumors suggested the area could see a few new attractions, with Kung Fu Panda being at the top of the list, which would make sense as it would follow suit with what Universal Studios Hollywood has done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It was weird when it came. I was like, okay, hang on. Because it was like, I kind of said to Tracy, why is it whenever we seem to do shows about things, something comes out about it a week or so later? So we'd literally just done that Shrek show a week earlier.
Yeah.
And then this tweet came out. And you're like, okay, what the hell?
Who knows?
Just get rid of it.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
If they're gonna keep it around, they gotta do some kind of renovations or something on the ride. It's just way
The whole
too.
thing.
Yeah, just maybe a bulldozer.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
I said the problem is the entrance to Universal Studios Florida doesn't really have an identity. Like if you talk about Islands of Adventure, you know how much we love Port of Entry. You walk into that park and you are immersed in it from the word go. And the entrance to like Production Central is just it's a nothing really.
Yeah. Maybe change it to like a Smash Mouth featuring Shrek attraction. Maybe more for that.
I still think if they'd realised Despicable Me was going to be as big as it was, you might have had a Despicable Me area at the front of the park.
Like a super silly fun land play area for kids or something. Maybe just tear that down and put that there.
But then obviously they're hamstrung a little bit with Rip Ride Rockit being sort of shoehorned in there when they did. And it's not going to be an easy fix.
Who knows?
Right, so moving on. We haven't got many of these, so we'll tell you how to get them to us. But Tracy, would you like to read a S.P.E.W out?
I would. Not often I get to do this. Hi guys, so I wanted to send in a S.P.E.W from my last trip back in October. We brought my best friend and her husband with us for our annual Halloween trip, and we were in studios for Halloween Day waiting for Stay and Scream to start, and to head over to our traditional Finnegan's Halloween dinner. We were walking past Mel's and saw that Beetlejuice was out. I immediately got excited and asked if anyone wanted to go over to say hi. No one did. So I skipped over to him, being he is one of my favourites in the park, and right when he sees me, he greets me with, "Hey babe, I thought you were my boo." I was wearing a shirt that day that said, "I'm not your boo," with a little ghost on the bottom. I immediately said, "Of course I am," and he proceeded to be just his really creepy Beetlejuice self and kept his arms around me while I took a selfie with him. I told him Happy Halloween, and he yelled after me while I walked away not to leave him, etc.
Awesome.
To a lot of people, this may sound super creepy, but if you know the movie, that's what he does. And this actor's voice was so on point, and he gave the right amount of creep and weirdness I would expect from Beetlejuice. So shout out to whoever was playing him Halloween Day and successfully making my boyfriend jealous of an actor in the park. It completely made my Halloween complete. From Ailley Shilberg.
Awesome.
Nice.
That is
I love
so
that character.
cool.
Yeah, I love that
too.
even though the attraction's gone, they've still kept the character about.
Yeah.
And that's right. The person that plays him in the park does a great job. And it's just, I've never heard anybody having a bad interaction with him in the park. So,
Yeah, we've never seen him.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen him just as a Roman character.
well, yeah,
No, we
he
saw
didn't really
him
start
after the
coming
show,
out
didn't we?
Yes.
That was it.
the last time you guys were here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think last time I saw him, he was hanging out by Monsters Cafe, hiding behind the door just to scare people coming out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Instead of being
He was
bored.
speaking trash at one point too, but just randomly by himself, and then just look at people and like walk away.
What a job, by the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That
I've
guy
sitting on
loves
the
his job.
Yeah, I've seen him sitting on the electric chair like it's a throne. His like, legs are all crossed over, and he's like stroking the edge of it there, and he just looks over at you and waves. It's nice.
It's so cool. So yeah, as I say, I think that is the last S.P.E.W we've got, and that is the
We need more
Society for the
people.
Promotion of Employee Well Done. So Darren, how can people do it?
Well, we adore hearing your great team member experiences, so please send us more. If you have a team member go out of their way to help you make your trip extra special, then jot it down in an email and send it to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com and title it S.P.E.W, and that's the Society for Promotion of Employee Well Dones. And don't forget to let guest services know as well.
Absolutely.
Very important because
Yes.
they get a lot of credit for that. So.
They do.
Yes. We can't push that enough. Cool. Right. Shall we head over and listen to Did You Know with Mouse and Muggle?
I think we should.
Sure.
Hey guys, this is Michelle
And Robin.
from Mouse and Muggle Travel Company with another great Did You Know tip. Hey Robin, did you know that you can actually see a velociraptor hatch from an egg in the Discovery Center in Jurassic Park?
No.
Yes.
I haven't been over there. I know. I'm so bad.
Really?
I skipped that whole section. I haven't been over there in a very long time. So
I when I'm by myself, I skip by it. But the past few times I've gone with Carissa, my 6-year-old, you know, there's not as much stuff because she's kind of a chicken. There's not as much stuff for her to do as there is for the rest of us. So I did venture in there for her a couple of trips ago, and she loved it. It's really, really cool in there. And if you go downstairs, we just happened to stumble upon this ourselves. You go downstairs and there's a whole bunch of fake dinosaurs and activities, and lo and behold, all of a sudden an egg inside I don't even know what it's called, but it looks like a lab, like you would see in the movie Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
And they have the eggs and they kind of move and wiggle. And all of a sudden a lab worker came over to the window and said, "Oh, you know, one's about to hatch." And so everybody, of course, crowded around the window, and we watched a velociraptor hatch. And it was
That's awesome.
really super cool. And then after it hatched, you know, they were standing there holding the egg and kind of talking about it. And they asked for suggestions on names from the audience. And so they picked one person from the audience to actually name the dinosaur. And they gave that person, after their little presentation was over, they gave that person a birth certificate that had the name on it. Yeah, and then I just found this out, that if you are one of those lucky recipients of a birth certificate, then on future trips, you could bring that certificate back with you into the Discovery Center and ask a team member how your dinosaur is doing. And so I just researched this a little bit, and somebody's experience was that the team member then took the birth certificate back into the back and said, let me go check. And they came back with like a health report kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was an actual form that had been printed, but that, they hand wrote in all of the answers. And it said something like, we love Birdie, and she's actually a pretty lazy dinosaur. Like they had this whole story up about the dinosaur, and they said that you should go on the ride and look for her because she's out in the adult pen now, that kind of thing.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, I thought so. So now it's like on my to-do list to get one of these birth certificates.
I know.
So
I just want to go see that happen. That's pretty cool.
it was.
Can I name it, Michelle? I'm a very good namer.
I'm scared of what you might name it.
I wonder if they let you name it anything you want, like pink flamingo or green diarrhea. Like, as long as it's not like, a swear word or something, can you name it whatever you want?
Probably. I don't know. That's a good question, but I'd like to see you try to name one green diarrhea.
I know, that'd be great. Or purple diarrhea.
Purple diarrhea? Yeah.
PD for short.
I dare you to try to name one purple diarrhea and see what the team member says.
It's on.
Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. Well, that does it for this week's Did You Know by
The Mouse
and the Muggle.
They are two girls right up our alley.
Diarrhea talk. You're all right in my book.
I'm just wondering if they'd just consumed a lot of sugar beforehand. That was
Sugar, yeah.
quite. We'll go with sugar. That's quite possibly the craziest one yet.
They've just been out. Are they still there? Have they come back? I know they've just been out to Universal,
still be there at
haven't
the moment.
they?
Yeah.
I would love to see the health report on the T-Rex. Like if you got that as a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's like, go check him out on the ride. He wants to say hi to you.
Especially if you called it purple diarrhea.
Yes.
Purple. Dinosaurs.
No.
He says he always wants to meet the one that named him.
Well, speaking of recent trips, how would you like that for a segue? Speaking of recent trips to the parks, Chris, you happened to go there last week.
Yes.
We want to get into some of the little things you did, and obviously you went for Mardi Gras, but specifically you were charged, and I'll try to see, I know you hate that word.
Please stop using
You were
it.
set the task of going and checking out the Marvel character dine, and bearing in mind that you've never done a character dinner or breakfast or anything.
None of
Shocking.
them. So first one.
So I'm going to play the live report first that Chris recorded from the Marvel character dining experience.
Hey UUOP, this is Chris and Alexa. Hey. And we are here at the Marvel Superhero Dining. So we just got here maybe 10 minutes ago. Check-in was a breeze. It took maybe 5 minutes. Everyone's very friendly, very nice, and accommodating. So we got in here so far. We got taken into the line. It's a buffet style food, so we grabbed some food there. Food options are good, not great, not terrible, but some of them are standard park foods. So we got things like pizza, we have Alfredo pasta, some macaroni and cheese, garlic bread, salads, chicken parm with some prosciutto, meatballs, and a bunch of other things. And we'll definitely go back for most of those. At first tasting, it wasn't bad, but like I said, it's more park food. I would say I'd like to see a little bit higher, quality variety for the price that's, being paid for this. But so far, it's not bad. And we're waiting for the Marvel characters to come around and greet us. And we'll let you know how that goes along. So we'll check in with you shortly. Back for update number 2. So we've been here maybe a little under an hour. We've been able to eat some more food. Again, park food, not great, not terrible, but digestible. Let's say that. We had some Marvel characters come over to us. So we've seen Cyclops, Spider-Man, Jean Grey, and Storm. All very interactive, really cool. Oh, and Captain America.
Captain America,
That's
too.
right, yeah. He was the Rico Suave that was trying to take my girl away. But it's okay.
Well, I did have his shirt on, so.
That's true. But all of them really cool, really nice. Taking pictures. We are waiting on Wolverine at this point, and we're gonna grab some dessert now.
Oh, yes, we are.
Yeah, we just been stuffing our faces the whole time.
I've been eyeballing a piece of chocolate cake that's sitting there.
Yeah, cheesecake has my name. So, oh yeah, I also forgot. One little pet peeve I have is the silverware or lack thereof. So we get to the table, has our quote-unquote silverware. It's plasticware. Paid for a dining experience. I want some silverware, not plasticware. But I'll forgive it. So, be back shortly. And we're back for update number 3. So we had our dessert, and the dessert basically kept the same trend going of the food. Okay, nothing out of this world. We had the cheesecake, chocolate cake, chocolate chip cookie, and what are these little things called?
Meringue, right?
Like a meringue type thing. It was good.
And a coffee.
And a coffee little
tart.
Tart, yeah, coffee tart. So again, it was okay. It was decent. We took our pictures with the superheroes. A couple little tips that we got just from this trip is when you do this, if you do it, request to sit in the middle. We are sitting in the outside area, so it's a little dead over here. We're literally a wall away from the arcade, so we hear everything going on over there. We also, don't get as much interaction with the superheroes. They're good when they do interact with you, but we did, see that they take a while to get over here. I think it took half an hour for our first one to come see us, so that was kind of a bummer. But when they do get here, they're really cool. They talk to you. They play the character, backstory, all that kind of stuff. So, overall, I would say come here if you are a diehard Marvel fan that needs to have an interaction like that.
And if you have kids.
And if you have kids, yeah. They definitely spend a lot of time with the kids. Not
so much us, because I guess we're adults.
Yeah, we're technically kids on the inside, but but the kids, you can definitely tell that they sat down, spent some more time with them, and you did autographs, all that kind of stuff. But if it's not that big of a deal, I'd probably say pass on it. For the price tag, the food just was not on par for it, and some of the other little things going on were also kind of off. But yeah, so take this info and do what you will with it. But that's all we got left here. So signing off. This is Chris
and Alexa.
All right.
Just to put this into perspective, Chris, it was about $105, I think, for the pair of you, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, yeah. It was $49 a person, and then the taxes and all that. And no annual pass discount.
That is steep. Even if the kids are going to be, say 35.
They were $34.99, yeah.
Yeah, 35. So for a family of 4, that's... No, the kids aren't 35.
They're not kids at 35.
So for a family of 4, you're looking at, $180 after tax.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, going back to it, it's... I personally don't think the price matches the experience that you get there, especially the location that they do it at. It's over at Cafe 4. So that's a normal, fast service restaurant. All they really did to change it up on the inside was they put like a barrier wall in between the arcade and there. And it has like a little Marvel background. So the characters will take you over there sometimes to take pictures. And there'll be a few of the, My Universal Photo photographers over there.
Yeah.
Or they'll let you take it with your phone. A lot of them don't even have that photographer. They'll say, hey, grab your phone, take some pictures, right? But that's really it that separates it. And of course, there's not a line anymore because it's a buffet, so you kind of just grab and come down. So you don't have to wait for food. But where we were sitting, it was literally right next to the wall where the arcade is. So it doesn't give you, you're paying for this character dining experience. You kind of want something a little bit different. It feels like you're in the same restaurant in Cafe 4 during any other time, except that the characters will come up to you and talk to you. So,
Right.
that was kind of my issue. And again, like I said in there, big tip, if you go do it, request to sit in the middle, just because it was dead. And I don't even know why they sat us in the corner, because there were plenty of tables open in the middle. But I think it took us, like I said, 30, almost 40 minutes for the first character to come see us.
So that's a lot.
On a dead day. Like, it was not packed. So it was kind of weird.
I don't know
Now,
whether
once-
that comes down to them wanting people to get a chance to get the food and have a decent something to eat before you then having to deal with characters, maybe.
Yeah. It could be. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, going back to the food, again, the price does not match what you're getting there. They had a lot of variety. They did have that. But I would even say I would be okay taking away some of the variety if they just up the quality a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, $50 is not cheap here.
No.
I personally think that's it's a pricey dinner. So you should at least get a little bit better food in there.
Yeah.
But like I said, once these guys came around, they were awesome. Spider-Man was awesome. Captain America was awesome. Everybody, Storm. That was fun. But overall, like I said, unless you're a diehard that you want to do this and have like that kind of interaction with them, or if your kids just love this and that would mean the world to them, then at that point, do it. But just go in there with the right expectations.
Yeah.
Mine were a little bit higher. So that's kind of why I was a little, bummed out by the entire thing, given the price.
Mm.
Well, it sounds like that cost a lot of money for something that wasn't quite marvelous.
Yeah.
Chris, was it all you could eat? Could you go back multiple times, or was it?
Yes, it was all you can eat. And there was, like I said, the food was always there. Actually, another thing, now that you mentioned that, was since it was kind of dead, the amount of people getting food, it wasn't as high as it should be. So some of the food was sitting there for a little longer than it should be.
Right.
So not that it was bad, but you can just tell that it was like sitting there for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we would try to like alternate, because they open up where, you go in to get your lines normally in Cafe 4 to get your foods.
Yeah.
They open up both sides. So you can go down either side. So we kind of would switch from one side to another to see, maybe this one came out a little bit fresher. But yeah, you can go up there as many times as you want, grab as much food as you want. So that was cool. That was
Funny, they let me fill a Ziploc with this lukewarm cocktail
Yeah.
shrimp.
yeah, the same thing for desserts. I mean, desserts, everything was already set out there for you.
I mean,
So
from the pictures you sent, Chris, when we were trying to get a blog post up, it looked good.
it does, and looks can be deceiving, as we found out. Even the desserts looked really good. Like the chocolate cake had like a strawberry drizzle on it, and the cheesecake looked great. I mean, it looked really good. We've been into it. It was okay. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad. It was just
CGI.
okay. Yeah. So
That's disappointing.
yeah, as long as you go in there with the right expectations,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not
So
going to have
none.
a bad time.
Go in with no
It's
expectations. That'd be
difficult,
great.
Yeah.
isn't it? Because like we've done a few character meals now, and what you are paying for the vast majority is that character
I
interaction.
think Confisco's been the
Yes.
best one we've done by
Agreed.
out of all of the
that the
ones we've
food
done.
was
by a
as
long
good as
shot.
the character interaction. Yeah, and it's such a shame that they don't do
Yeah.
it anymore.
See, the one at Cafe La Bamba,
It was okay.
it was okay, but what I didn't like about it was the fact there were set meals,
Yeah,
and I don't eat certain things.
yeah.
Mm.
So, But
Yeah,
I'm
the
with
kind
you on the plastic cutlery.
Was it
Yeah,
silver?
that
Was it
was-
silver plastic cutlery?
No, it was black.
Oh, it wouldn't have
So-
been
so it's
I
just
would
a-
at least try to
So
pass
it's just
it
the
off.
it was
standard
even-
stuff that you get in there then.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was even wrapped in a napkin and everything, like a normal silverware piece would be. But no, and even the plates were just like the standard, black plastic plates. So again, for the price, I just feel like you should up it a little bit more. Whole dining experience, I guess. And the other thing that would have been nice, I remember a few months back we were walking through Marvel, and there's another little restaurant inside of Marvel, and it's closed.
Captain
most of the
America
time.
Diner.
Mm-hmm.
That one. That's where I thought when I heard about this Marvel
Yeah.
dining experience, it was going to be.
That's what I thought.
And I thought that would be an even better location than Cafe 4 because it's not normally open. This is not something you just normally go into. So it gives a little bit, different environment
Yeah,
Mhm.
for you to do. And personally, if they move it there, I think it'll be even better for them because you're also in like the center of Marvel.
Yeah,
So
you got better
That makes
views.
more
You can
sense,
look down.
actually.
Well, you can see either.
yeah, because
Yep.
it's on
You're on
that
the corner.
kind of corner,
Yeah.
isn't it? Opposite Spider-Man kind of.
Yeah, a little bit, like a little turn you gotta do there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The something that disappoints me is the fact they're using plastic cutlery and plastic plates, and with the current environment, literally the environment, they proclaim they have this huge thing. Green is universal.
Green is universal. Yeah.
This is not very green. It's very disappointing. I think it's about time. It's the big companies, the big corporations like this that are going to make the difference. So to hear that they're using plastic tableware.
To be fair, they reuse it, so.
What did it? Ugh. Well, they just wipe it off and there you go.
Beetle just going to the garbage cans, picking them
I
out.
didn't say how they're green. They're just green.
Yeah. So it's, it's just...
They pick the bits of food off and replate it.
It's one of those things when there are other sustainable... Yes, they're a bit more expensive, but we're paying premium prices anyway.
But I agree.
I agree with that, yeah.
I agree with that side of it, but when you're paying $50 a person, you expect cutlery and a plate.
Porcelain plate, yes.
It's not too much to ask for when you're paying for...
That's okay, I'll take my own.
At $50 a pop, a high-end experience in a theme park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did include 2 photos, I believe, or a photo.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, but it's a digital download. It wasn't an actual printout. It would have been cool if it was a printout. But since we have, and this is another tip for anybody going out there, we do have the photo pass, like the annual one. So when you have that, those tickets don't even matter. They just go show them that, and then you get all the pictures anyways.
See, that's ridiculous, that though, because how much does it cost them to print a photo off? Nothing.
Nothing.
Also,
They throw away plenty of them.
Interesting point. I know it's very much the minority, but not everybody has the internet or a way to digitally download something.
Well,
I know it's a minority, but what happens if somebody says, "Well, I can't get this"?
That would be interesting to put to them.
Cause if my mother, not that it'll ever happen, she won't get to play. But if my mother ever went out, this is the woman who's had a mobile phone for 10 years.
We're
and
going
it's still
really
in the box.
hypothetical here.
But it is little things like this that need to be looked at. Normally I always look for the tiny little things that need sorting out.
Let's look at the scare actor dining as an example. You get a free printed photograph as part of that experience.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's not as expensive as the Marvel one is. I think it's about $10 cheaper.
No. Yeah. I know Busch Gardens doesn't compare 100%, but the Hollowscream buffet dining experience before Hollowscream starts is $27. And the menu is pretty much comparable, if not maybe even slightly better on their side, because there are some dishes that they make to order at the Busch Gardens thing.
Wow.
And then on top of that, you get express for 2 hours afterwards, and there's a show that goes on while you're eating. So
yeah, I remember you raving. You've always sort of promoted that, Darren, when you've said about going.
So, I always talk about it, but just look at that comparatively.
Yeah. So fill your belly full, then rush around for 2 hours on all the rides. I know, through all the houses. I know.
It's express passes on all the roller coasters.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt ill after doing
that.
I felt ill enough not filling my belly going on every coaster in that park with you that other year. That was bad enough once.
But I'm just saying, like the price comparatively, I mean, and the food quality, like I said, is equal to or slightly better at Busch Gardens. So if you're going to break out the price of that, you're probably paying like $10 for the buffet total.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Over at Universal. So
it'll be interesting to see because this is fairly new, right? It's been out a couple months.
Not even that, I don't think, has it?
Maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Who knows if they start changing things around. I'd be interested to see if they send me, since I registered for it, a specific survey. I haven't got one yet on the experience there. Maybe they'll work on it. I don't know.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
It was pretty dead as well. And I will say, it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
During spring break.
That's the concerning thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that price, that'll put a lot of people off.
It would put me off
If it's spring break, some people stay away because it's spring break, so expecting all the spring breakers to be in there.
But you notice the parks are always rammed.
Yeah, but that's not a student-friendly price.
No, it's not even
No,
adult-friendly price.
not really. So they've kind of shot themselves in the foot with the price and the launch time.
The thing is, at the end of the day, it's par for the course for theme park experiences, really. They're expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, I mean, the other part was obviously Mardi Gras. That I will say, I don't remember last year, but we were looking forward to grabbing also some of the foods from the booths this year. And I don't know if they changed the times because I feel like we got food earlier last year, but this year when we went to go in there early, we went there. The booths were closed. They said they opened at 3 or 4, so it was kind of weird for us, and we were starving. So they took away some of the food items. They still had some of the traditional stuff that you'd see there at the crawfish and shrimp and jambalaya and all that stuff. We went there with a couple friends as well, and they said it was okay. Yeah, my girlfriend really liked it the year before. This year she tried. She goes, it's okay. The band that plays out there was awesome. Yeah, they had like the street band, which I love. I love the music part. I will say I noticed this year there was a little bit less of street performers walking around earlier in the day. Like they came out at the much later, I think. And they were all kind of bundled up to the back area right where Jimmy Fallon is. And that's also where the band was playing. It was like a little setup band over there. But it was cool because they had they had all the stilt walkers and they had a bunch of characters in costumes and everybody's dancing. So it's almost like a street party they're doing there. And like I said, the band was cool. That whole experience was great. That night was it Foreigner? Yeah, that night was Foreigner. So that was interesting. I did not know there were that many Foreigner fans. So we obviously stayed for that. And maybe, I don't know, like an hour prior, it started getting bad. So they closed off a bunch of, they pretty much built a center lane that bypasses the stage just to get you out of the park. So it got really, really crowded about an hour prior to the concert starting. And they completely maxed out capacity of the entire, park stage area.
Wow.
And the surrounding area. It was crazy. Like when we went last year, I believe we saw UB40. And that one, it was kind of a calm event, obviously I'm sure there's not a huge UB40 following, but it was fun. You can just stand around, you can dance with people dancing, all that kind of stuff. This year it was like sardine shoulder to shoulder person. That's it was insane.
Foreigner.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Like I said, they have a much bigger following than I thought. So we stayed for that for a little bit. And then, I don't know, maybe halfway through, we ended up leaving. But yeah, that was fun. And we went back the next day and Alexa found out that Fifth Harmony was playing. So we're like, oh, we have to stay for this. I'm like, wonderful. So we ended up staying for that one. Obviously, it was a Sunday, so it was much less packed. We were able to get kind of close and everything, and she got to go see her show, and it was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I do believe you got to ride a float as well, didn't you, Chris?
Oh, that's right. Yes. So
how do I remember and you forget?
I completely forgot about that. Yeah. So we've been wanting to do the float thing. So as pass holders, when the sign up comes on, we'd love to do it. The thing is, they put it up months prior. We can't plan out this. We don't really plan it out. Yeah. Hey, we're going to go this specific week, and we usually do it a month before, maybe. Mm-hmm. So by the time we knew we were going on this trip, all those spots were taken. So we had to go the normal route of waiting standby. On Saturday, we went there, and it was slammed. We're not even going to bother because they only had a few spots left, and the line had maybe 100-something people left in.
Wow.
So we go, okay, forget it. We're not going to do it. We'll do it next year. And then, like I said, we ended up going to the park on Sunday. And we literally just go, hey, for fun, you just want to see if there's anything there? And she's like, yeah, let's go. So we went back there. They just brought in the people that were in line. There was nobody left in line. I walk up to the guy. I'm like, hey, you got any spots left? He goes, we may. Sit down over here and we'll come to you, right? Now, let me just add a little quote in here or asterisk. I had my birthday pin on. So that awesome. May have helped a little bit. Yeah. So we ended up sitting there. We go to get our wristbands, and I'm like, all right, cool. Which one's this one? He goes, don't worry, you'll know and enjoy it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's super creepy. So we go in there, and turns out they put us on the King and Queen float, and awesome. They made us King and Queen for Mardi Gras.
Oh, awesome. I hope they're not listening to this show because they'll go, that lion. It's not his birthday until next week.
But yeah, they made us king and queen. We got to put on the robes and the crowns, and it was a really cool experience. That was my first time doing a float, and doing it as a king and queen. It was
Awesome.
really cool. Yeah. They gave us way more beads than we can throw. So
I really want to do that.
I know.
yeah, if you get the chance, if you guys ever do go out there for Mardi Gras, and anybody listening, go to Mardi Gras and try to get on the floats. It is such a blast. You will not have a bad time.
Darren, I know you've done the balloon handling for the Macy's. Have you ever been on a parade float for the Mardi Gras?
No, when they do those sign-ups, so we always try to like message back right away or whatever, and just pick one of the days at random. And I've never yet to get a response back on that. So I didn't know they had a standby thing in the park. So
yeah, and the standby. Just another little like pro tip in there is, I think they said at, again, depending on the day, but 5:45 was the cutoff, where if you didn't show up for your reserve time that you had, like if you did it months prior, that's it. You're out. You'd have to wait in the line again.
Okay.
So if you don't want to wait all day, because there were people that would get there hours before, and I didn't want to like waste time doing that either. Go there 5:30, check it out and see. And if 5:45 hits and there's no line, you have a good chance of getting on the float.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good
That
tip.
is cool.
Awesome. Right. Well, speaking of Mardi Gras, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with an interview that Tracy and I managed to do was it about a week and a half ago now, wasn't it? We had the opportunity to sit down with one of the show directors for the Mardi Gras parade this year, Blake Braswell, and it's awesome. So, and there's a few of the things you just mentioned there, Chris, that you'll find out why they were the way they were. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Blake.
Hey guys, Michelle and Robin here from Mouse Muggle Travel Company. Sorry to interrupt this awesome episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
We promise not to bore you this time.
So, blah, 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 we sell vacation packages.
And blah, 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 blah. We're experts on Universal and Disney destinations.
And blah, 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 our services are free to you.
But what you might not know, we're just a couple of super cool ladies who like to have fun and know all of the tips and tricks to make your vacation all you had dreamed it would be.
You can learn more about us at mousemuggle.com and fill out a quick quote request form while you're there.
Just be sure to let us know you heard about us from the UUOP. And remember, whether you're a mouse
or a muggle, Mouse the Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
We are incredibly honoured to be joined by Blake Braswell, creative show director, for Universal Orlando. So, Blake, thanks for taking the time to come and speak to us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
You are more than welcome.
Our pleasure.
It's always great to hear people that create the awesome things at Universal, because let's be honest, they are awesome.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll take that compliment. I'll pass it along to everybody else.
Excellent.
So first of all, obviously, Blake, for people who, for our listeners who don't know who you are, can you sort of give us a brief history of your time at Universal Orlando?
Yeah, sure. I actually started here in 2014 as a performer, actually, as part of what was happening over at Diagon Alley in our Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And prior to that, I had been working as a theater director and writer, not only in traditional theater, but also working in immersive theater. I used to work and create immersive experiences based off the works of Edgar Allan Poe and the works of Charles Dickens up in Pennsylvania. So that's what I was doing prior to coming down here, and came in here and worked as a performer for a little while, and then worked on HHN 25, my first time as assisting the show direction crew. And that was that was a interesting first Halloween to work to do the anniversary of HHN 25. So what was cool about it is I got to learn a tremendous amount of the history, literally on the job. And then went into show directing for HHN 26 for the scare zones, and for HHN 27 scare zones, and now and also had an opportunity to work on in Macy's on 2016 here at Universal.
Cool.
So cool.
From personal experience, thank you very much for Halloween Horror Nights 25, because it was amazing.
Yes, it was.
We had a lot of fun.
Yes, so did we. So this is the 23rd year of Mardi Gras. Wow, 23 years.
Yeah.
At Universal Orlando. So when did you guys begin working on this year's event?
Well, I actually walked into this event partway through that process. I inherited it from a show director named Jason Horn, and so it was a very daunting because he's been doing this for the last few years, and he's frankly been doing a great job of it. The Mardi Gras event has really flourished under him. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but he helped hand the reins over to me very well, and I sort of got indoctrinated on everything that was going to be for this year's Mardi Gras. Very different than Halloween, obviously, because we're putting on a big party.
Yes.
I want people to come rush in and play as opposed to scream and run away. So a slightly different vibe. But I can kind of give you an idea of how long out we do things in the sense that just this past week, we had some of our team from creative development come back from New Orleans, and we are working on Mardi Gras 2019 and 2020.
Wow.
Off of those, yeah.
Because I know, like with Halloween Horror Nights, that event, the preparation for the next year usually happens sort of at the beginning of the previous year, and it's crazy that it takes that long to put an event like this together.
Yeah, we keep trying to give ourselves as much time as possible. Pretty soon, in 2 years, we'll be working on 2050's Halloween.
So we know that your main focus this year, working at Mardi Gras, Blake, was the parade. Can you sort of give us a brief sort of overview of the story behind this year's parade theme? Yeah,
so, with something like Mardi Gras, where it at 23 years especially, right, it's a tradition. And there are certain things you got to have, right? You have to have the parade. You got to have the Cajun food. You've got to have the bands out on the street.
Yes.
And those are the elements that you must have. So then those in-betweens kind of give us an opportunity to play and bring something new to it. And that's where, doing our themes each year gives us a chance to kind of expand upon something. And what's really cool is the Kern Studios are the folks that we partner with that make the floats. And they are the people in New Orleans that have been making the floats at Mardi Gras since 1932.
Wow. Amazing.
And working with them, they have educated us that one of the traditions of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and we're going way back here, always was part of it was they would use what they put in the parade to educate people or open their minds or enlighten them in the sense that, now we've got, mass communication. Obviously, look at what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to reach across and talk to each other, see what's going on. But at the time, that's not really occurring. So they would put things in the floats to sort of introduce people to new ideas or to educate them. So that's kind of a cool tradition that is a part of actual Mardi Gras in New Orleans that also ends up happening here. So, this year as we're looking at the different things we could play with, things that Kern had done in their past, things that we had done in our past. We had just played with mythological creatures prior as a theme. And we started looking at the constellations, and you've got all these characters and creatures from mythologies from all over the world that play into the constellations. A lot of them, bent to sort of a Greek, whereas we looked at like Andromeda and we looked at like Orion. But then it also gave us an opportunity. Here's those are constellations people may know. But then to introduce to people constellations they may not know, like Scorpius, Serpentarius, those sorts of things that give you a different look of what might be out there. So we kind of came up with that theme to do the constellations. And then once that ball sort of got rolling on our side and we talked about what we wanted, we partnered with Kern, we got the floats there. And as the floats designs were coming back, then we're, partnering and sharing this with our costume designers and our lighting designers and our effects designers, audio designers. And then everybody's, bringing in their ideas of how we can help reinforce the story of the constellations as we go forward.
It's such an amazing process when you think how many elements are that have to come together to create that one thing. And I think a lot of people, like the general guests, don't see that. They just see an awesome parade.
Yeah. And this is why we're doing this, so they do get to appreciate the work that goes into it.
Well, it's true. I mean, every time I've ever been given a compliment, about, hey, you did great on Mardi Gras, it is very hard for me to say thank you because I know that it's not me. It's all the people that I worked with and that we collaborated with to really make this happen, before it even opens. Then, of course, all the people that are actually making it happen, day of, from text to, food and beverage to our performers, everybody. So, of course, like you said, we see all that on this side and we know how much it takes to put everything together.
And it is awesome.
I will get to see it in person one day.
I know.
For those people that have yet to see the parade, can you explain the new floats, how they fit into the overall theming, and what are some cool elements people can be looking out for?
Yeah, so this year, let me see if I get them all right. So our new floats based on the constellations are Orion, Taurus, Scorpius, Serpentarius, Andromeda, and Virgo. Boom, got them all. I promise you, that wasn't even written in front of me.
Sorry, can I just quickly ask, is Serpentarius the one that's kind of like 3 trailers together?
No.
That's the alligator one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
That's our king gator. Serpentarius, or I think the other term, the Greek term was Orpheus, but Serpentarius is very serpentine. You'll notice that one because the front piece has got the serpent wrapped around it, and our stilt walker that's kind of walking through representing it. He's got this large snake that's hanging around his shoulders.
I realise my error now.
Yes.
Sorry, carry on, as you were.
Well, but no, so, I mean, like each of those floats, we got to figure out how to bring to life. And some are, some are easier than others in the sense that if you're doing Orion, well, then you know that once you've seen your float and what you've got and you're representing the constellation of Orion, when it comes to, say, characters and performers that are out on the streets, the easiest thing to say is, well, we've got to have Orion, right? So we have to actually have a character of Orion who's out there. So those things present themselves. There's some that present themselves kind of obviously about how we can go with what kind of characters. Now, how our costume designer actually pulls that all off, that's a totally different story. But in terms of just the initial ideas, but like for example, for the Scorpius float, that one has a much more sort of Egyptian feel to it. So the characters, I love like one of the ground performers, she wears this headpiece and it's like a golden scorpion that's on top of the head, and it's so sweet looking.
Awesome.
And the big scorpion up front, and as it travels through, these big jets of CO2 blast out from under its mandibles. So that kind of stuff's a ton of fun. And then of course we got flame over on the Taurus float.
Yes,
I like that.
And confetti, fog, and the lighting. The lighting design is great. That's a really fun. Once the floats are kind of wrapped up by Kern, when we come back on board with them, our lighting team just goes nuts, and they really help do that final layer of bringing everything to life that's out there. But Scorpius is a ton of fun, as well as Taurus with the flame jets. There's Andromeda, looks like she's floating on a cloud because we've got a bunch of fog going out underneath with LED lighting effects that go underneath. So each unit's got its own little special something that helps tell its story.
Yeah, let's be honest, it wouldn't be Universal Orlando if there wasn't some sort of flame effect somewhere in there.
True.
We like flame around here. It's true.
We appreciate it.
We absolutely do, especially on a cold day. So yeah, Mardi Gras is one of those events, Blake, that annual pass holders and just like people in the area will come and visit many, many times to see those little details as well. So is there any little details in there for those people that have seen the parade many, many times already that you can point out that they may not have noticed? Well,
one of my personal favorites, and it's because as a kid, one of my favorite movies was Ray Harryhausen's Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
So I was very, very excited that our Perseus character, when it was brought up that our makeup team was actually going to design a Medusa head that he'd carry around.
Cool.
And that we could light up the eyes. That makes the little child in me so happy. Every time I see Perseus traipsing around. As far as a detail that I think is kind of neat that people may not notice, but they definitely will feel. And this is actually prior to the parade. So for the day leading up to the actual parade occurring, we've got Mardi Gras theme music playing through, through our background music. And this year's the first time that we got rid of I think it was a 45 or 50 minute worth of music. We got rid of all that and redid an entire 2.5 hours worth of music.
Wow.
A completely different playlist that would play as our background music today. And we really took the time to find as much sort of fun and uplifting stuff that would just make you start tapping your feet before you realized it. And it's one of those things that, so people may not necessarily notice that from year to year, but I think your brain does. You feel it, and it makes a party atmosphere already start to happen well before we actually get to the parade itself.
Absolutely. Definitely, the music's such an integral part of theme parks, and we've said it quite a lot on the podcast before. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily notice. It's a subconscious thing, but you would miss it if it wasn't there.
Without a doubt.
Oh, Absolutely. And there's no way you can hear this Mardi Gras music and not smile.
Yes.
I've still got feet don't fail me now
Yes,
running through my head
I was saying
already.
that all myself. So one of the great things that guests can get involved with this year is a pre-parade. And we know that's one of your favourite things, Blake. So in your opinion, what makes this not only a great addition, but tons of fun for everyone?
This is one of my favorite things because for me, one of the best things that we do at Universal, just daily, not even just for our special events, is the one-on-one guest interaction that occurs.
Yeah.
And Mardi Gras gives an opportunity to draw in people, especially people that might maybe they wouldn't have jumped in on something.
Yeah.
But we've got our parade performers, before the parade goes out, they've all come out and yes, they go out and they meet and greet and they have fun talking to people, taking photos, and they'll do some games for people to try and win some beads. But one of my favorite things they do is they partner with the bands that play out in the street from New Orleans that we have, and they create these dance parties. And it's awesome because at first you'll go out there and the band's playing and you'll see the performers out there just kind of groove into it, and then slowly a little kid or two will come up and join them, and then they're dancing with them. The next thing you know, they've grabbed their parents, and then what was 15 people is 30 people is 40 people, and now they're putting on their own little mini Mardi Gras parade, doing conga lines and dancing with all the guests. And that part for me, is being involved with Mardi Gras as a show director, is my absolute favorite part of the event, is seeing that one-on-one interaction with the guests. Because what's really cool is to see something like that happen, and then later on, a couple hours later, the parade's happening, and I might be standing watching the parade near a family who I saw little kids, dancing with a couple of performers.
Yeah.
And when those performers come by on the parade and recognize them and see them watching and wave to the kids, or either come over and talk to them in the middle of the parade, and the way they light up, it's perfect.
Oh, that's so special, isn't it? It's moments like that you can't force, they just happen.
That's not just a kid's thing as well. As an adult, that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. It brings out the child in all of us.
It does. And it's like those interactions, they're the things that make memories on people's vacations. They're the things you remember.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's the stuff that you talk about forever.
Yeah.
That time you remember that they grabbed Dad and he went up there and started cutting a rug with everybody.
Yeah.
Those are the stories you remember.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
So speaking of guest participation, one of those things, if we ever get out to Mardi Gras, I'm desperate to do, is allowing guests to ride the floats and throw out beads. How much do you think that brings to the parade as a whole, Blake? Because it looks something like you see people on throwing the beads and they have so much fun, and it just adds an extra level to that parade, that it's not just a passive thing, it's an interactive thing as well.
To me, that's like where every layer of it gets better. Like you see the floats for the first time, you're like, yes, this is now becoming real. I see how they are going to look. And then, you're hearing the music, like, yes. And then you get the cast in for your first rehearsals and you see the energy they're going to bring. Because, you got some vets, but you got new people too. And there's like a new, energy. And you can think, this is going to be such a fun party. And then that last layer are the guests. And like you said, not just the ones who are watching and who are having a blast and screaming for beads, but those guests that join us actually on the floats, themselves. You got to come experience it, because you will realize the power you have to make someone's night by throwing a beads at them. Because my gosh, as soon as the parade starts, people are just screaming for those beads along the parade route. And I've never, a lot of times what I do, I go out and watch the parade, and then I'll, as the parade is exiting, just sort of be there, talk to the parade performers on their way out, as well as the guests, just, thanking them for coming in and, being part of it. And every time I'm always like, thank you, for helping make the parade great. They're like, thank us. Thank you. This was the best. They love it. Yeah.
It's funny how we've never experienced the Mardi Gras parade, but I remember coming over for Halloween Horror Nights in 2004 when the, I can't remember what it was called now, the parade that used to be part of Halloween Horror Nights, and it was a very similar thing where they threw the beads out and people do go crazy for it.
I was laden down by the end of the night. It was wonderful.
And you can tell Mardi Gras is going on as I drive around, like, between work and home. And you start to see more and more cars that have like beads hanging from the rearview mirrors.
Awesome.
And you know exactly where they got them from.
Yeah. It's that moment as well when you're following a parade and you know there's beads being thrown out. When you make eye contact with one of the people throwing the beads, and and they see you and they aim for you, so you know those beads are meant for you. That is just it's one of the best moments when you catch them.
That is yours.
Yeah. So that is on my bucket list. I am going to be on a parade float,
definitely
throwing beads.
It's the best, I promise.
Excellent. Next year, Lee.
Okay.
Oh, we heard that. Next year, he said okay. So
I heard it.
You did?
It's been recorded. You got to do it.
It has, yes.
Absolutely. Overall, Mardi Gras 2018, it looks to be a fantastic event. I am devastated I'm not there, I'll be honest.
It looks awesome.
What do you think is making this year stand above and beyond previous years?
You know, it's funny because I just started working on 2019 and 2020 Mardi Gras, and one of the things you do is you go back and you look at the past. You see what you've done, and and every year we do it. We say, man, this went great. How are we going to top it? And sometimes when you're in the middle of it, you wonder if you wonder did we top it? And what's crazy is to look back and think, wow, here I see this picture from 2006 and everybody having all this fun. And it's great, but man, we are so much better now than we were then. I am impressed by the people I collaborate with and the teams that I work with, how they're able to, take something that happens year to year, but then maybe polish it or add a little something to it each go round that elevates it, makes it a little more excited.
Yeah.
I love our performers. I can't tell you how many of them come up and tell me. So many of them that I know through working with them at Halloween Horror Nights that working Mardi Gras is their favorite thing, and it is so obvious when you see them out in the streets. And I feel that's part of the special magic are those performers that really reach out and make a connection with the guest. Yeah. And when you watch them, they're not. Some of them are some really good actors, but they are not acting out there. They are having the best time partying every night, and now. We run longer than we have before. We're 7 days a week. And I got to be honest, these kids make me feel old. And I'm like, how do you do this with so much energy, like all night long, every night? But they do. And it's so awesome to watch. And I do feel like the cast of our parade performers really do a lot to make that happen every year.
Absolutely. I mean, that comes across as a guest when the performers are having a blast. It comes across, and it ramps that atmosphere up even more.
It does.
It does.
I mean, from what we've seen from footage that people have posted online, you can see it comes across that these performers, they're not even there to work. They're just there to share the joy.
Yeah,
and just,
it's not a job.
Yeah, it's not a job. It's just, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It comes across that they're just loving what they're doing.
It's a party. I mean, like I said, going from working on Halloween to this, the difference is, we're putting on a party. Yeah. And that they literally party every night, and they have a blast doing it.
Yeah. They say, well, we can't be there this year, but we are sending Chris, one of our co-hosts, is heading up from further down Florida this weekend to check it out. So I can't wait to hear what he says about it. But finally, Blake, the question we have to ask. And it's that which is your favourite child question. Which is your favourite parade float this year and why?
It's so tough because there's little things I like out of so many of them.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy the Scorpius float. I like the Egyptian theme of both the float and the characters that everybody's wearing. And then because our big scorpion has these big CO2 jets that go off like intermittently, inevitably it always scares one or two people who are watching.
Awesome.
So it's like I get a little bit of Halloween Horror Night in Mardi Gras. I think, good, there we go. So I'll vote for that one because people love it, and it gives a startle from time to time.
That's
good choice.
Perfect.
Yes, I like that.
That's the best answer I could have hoped for.
Oh, dear.
Awesome.
Mardi Gras 2018 continues now through until April the 7th. So definitely, if you get a chance, please, for me, go and check it out.
So we can live it vicariously through them.
Blake, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us.
Hey, thank you, and I'll see you for 2019, right?
Absolutely.
You will. And if you don't, you have to come and sort Lee out for me.
Right. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Blake. Blake was such a cool guy. It was really fun to talk
he's
to him.
really nice.
I want to give him another big thanks, and thanks to Ailley for help setting it up. And
Absolutely.
also, Darren, you might be interested in this a little bit. It turns out while talking to Blake afterwards that he has his own podcast, and I said I would give him a plug. It's called The Brutiful Game, and they talk a little bit about beer, but mainly they talk about, and it was weird because I've listened to it and it seems weird listening to three Americans talking about Premier League football, but it's quite interesting. I think one of them is a Man United supporter, one's a Chelsea supporter, one's an Arsenal supporter, and they talk about the Premier League and stuff like that. But also, if you're English and you're interested in the MLS, they talk a lot about the MLS stuff as well, and it's actually a really good podcast.
And how often do they talk about beer?
Quite a few times during the podcast.
Oh, I'll check that out then.
So definitely, go and check it out. I said I'd give him a plug.
Yeah.
Beer and ball. All right.
So that's the end of the show. So for Darren and Chris and Tracy, we will see you back here next week, where we are going to be talking about a very interesting survey that Universal have been sending out to people on event concepts at Universal Orlando.
Cliffhanger.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we will see you next week.
Cut, print. That's a wrap for another episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.